Jakob is currently at the University of Calgary, and he is studying civil engineering and construction management. And why don't you just tell us a little bit more about your stay abroad?
Of course. It's like I feel a little bit like a boomer now. I'm going to give you my screen.
Eingeben. It should work just like that. Perfect. I think it's starting. Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect. Yeah, as you said, I'm currently in Canada, in Calgary, in detail. It's like 6 o'clock. I woke up like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, thank you for waking up so early and telling us more about your stay abroad. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, that's not a problem. Was a short night because yesterday is like we're going to leave in like 2 days, and then yesterday my group I'm hanging around with is like we met at our place and was like signing flags and writing some texts and stuff like that. So I'm still a bit dizzy. Calgary. On this presentation, I tried to focus on using pictures and being authentical, just using pictures. I made them myself. Yeah, this is the skyline of Calgary. Some guidelines we're going through, and I'm also going to start a timer for myself to have some
Yeah,
time.
thanks for trying to stay on time. Really appreciate it.
Exactly. I want to go through some general infos going abroad, like why should you go, living here, like accommodation and the university, or like food, then university, and afterwards trips, and just talking about the holidays I made or the traveling I made. Yeah, Canada, Calgary, as you can see, United States, Calgary is like on the right side of the Rocky Mountains. On the left side is like Ottawa, that's the capital city. New York, yeah, Calgary. I think you have got an overview where it's located. The elevation is about 1,050 meters, 8 hours time difference, as you already recognized. The flag is like the Canadian flag, and exactly that we did yesterday night. Province is Alberta, that's the flag of Alberta. It's like, if you speak to locals, it's like the Texas of Canada, because the Calgary city is like a city from the oil boom, and it grew or started to grow like in 1970s-ish, and has a population about 1.3 million people. Going abroad, why should you go? Yeah, I mean, the obvious things like meeting friends, maybe going alone the first time, traveling alone. Yeah, explore yourself, explore another country, explore another language. Yeah, there are plenty of reasons to go, and all of them are good and important. Why I took this slide is I wanted to focus on fears as well, because for me it was like I was kind of scared at the beginning, because I think it's okay and reasonable, and I was scared about meeting friends and the first time being 4 months away from home, and also outside of Europe and stuff like that. But as I can tell you, it's doable. And the first person I met was like at the airport when I had the check-in machine for typing in where I'm from and what I'm doing here. And then it started, and the next person was like when I went with my roommate for dinner to the pizza. There's like I met 2 Italian people there in the background, like like Nicola and Silvia. Oh my God, so cliche Italian. That was great at the Domino's Pizza. Um, so don't worry, don't be scared. Everybody's in the same situation at the beginning. Like everybody wants to meet friends, and I mean, it's you're also, or for me, it was like I'm also in the international exchange student bubble. So sadly, I didn't get too much in contact with locals, but still a little bit. There, maybe you have to be more active even to get to locals. Why should you also do like exchange for the gorgeous view of the Rocky Mountains? Oh my God, why Calgary? That's also a good question. I was asking that myself yesterday or the day before when I prepared this presentation, and I came to the conclusion. I think Calgary itself is not too much worth to visit. Maybe I'm just rude, but it's like the public transport is horrible. There are like 2 trains for a 1.3 million city. But around Calgary, it's like the Rocky Mountains. If you're into sports, especially winter sports or like mountain sports, oh my God, that's the best place where you can go. And like the Scandinavian group, at the end, it was like just talking about the Scandinavian or the Spanish people or the Central Europe people. However, the Scandinavian people, like they went during the 4 month, like 22 skiing days or something. So like that's crazy. They basically, there was a whole group just texting, yeah, let's go on the weekend again, and who's got a free spot in the car and so on. And if everybody, and someone has got a question, please interrupt me. I'm just talking. And also I'm asking for helping me if I miss a question or something in the chat, or yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm gonna look out for it and ask you if there's anything that's unclear.
Thank you. And Calgary itself, it's like cold in the winter. I remember the first situation when I got out of the airport, and I met there like two Vienna girls, and we went out and straight back in. It was like minus 25, 30 degrees. We could barely breathe because it was burning in the throat. And in the city center, they have got, yeah, like a lot of skyscrapers, as you can see in the first slide. And because of the cold weather, they have got bridges between the skyscrapers, and it's like 15 kilometers. So you can make a round walk in the skyscrapers. That's crazy. And sadly, it feels like the city is like kind of empty. It's not so crowded as is, for example, in Graz or another European city, because people were driving with the cars, and it's very comfortable to have a car here. It's kind of necessary.
How is it with your academic program? Is everything centered on one campus, or is it like more in Graz, like where there's different campuses all around the city? How does that work?
Let's have a look on the next slide, I think. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm going just through and your answer will be answered. A question will be answered. This is the accommodation. It's like Olympus Hall. It's like a student resident. On the right picture, you can see my room. It's like, I think on the first night when I arrived, you can see still the suitcases unpacked. This is the living room, the left one. It's like a huge thing. And it's because of that, it's like it became the base camp for my group I'm hanging out with. So like, yeah, we're always meeting in our flat. It's very basic, but you have everything you've got or you need, and the walls are thin, but it is what it is, and it does its job for 4 months. So then the dining center, some of our friends cook at home and buy the groceries and stuff like that. And that's also a way to do it. There we have got the dining center, and there you can buy swipes. It's like I bought 120 swipes, and like each time you go there, it's like one swipe. And the food is fine, it's okay, it's a Mensa Essen, but
What is the cost for that approximately?
it's 1,200 Canadian dollars, I think. That's like 700 euros. And you also can buy like 120 or 7-day meal plan, but that's 3,500. The thing is, it was really cool for our group because it was more like a socializing thing, and that was really cool. It's like meeting every day at one at the dining center. That's like yeah, that was great. And the courses, I took like 3 courses. The minimum is like 12 ECDS. I went with overseas program, and yeah, this is like the concrete lab I took, and there's like a picture from the formula you have to write with the Studiendekan, and it worked out well. I I had to write at the beginning, like in January and beginning of February, to yeah get my courses figured out. But at the end, it was fine. Yeah, it's just like work you have to do some kind of, and time consuming.
Did you take your courses free electives, or is it specific courses that you actually have to take to progress in your studies?
I tried to take the second thing you described. Like they count as
Pflichtfächer.
Wahlfächer, genau, eure Pflichtwahlfächer, eure
Mhm.
Fächer, ja. Mm,
Great.
yeah, exactly. And like here it's counted in units, and one unit is like 2 ECDS. So like, and if each course has got 3 units, so like, yeah, 6 ECDS, yeah. This is the university, and I was thinking about the question you asked me before, and it's like everything located at the same thing. It's like a campus, and you've got everything there, like um, the university, the residence, and it's like 20 minutes outside of Calgary, and you basically don't have to leave it. That's kind of weird, very different to Graz. The university itself, it's like on the left picture, clichéhaft, with the lockers and the hall. In the middle looks like a regular lecture room, but they also have got the chairs where you have to sit on, and you fold your table from the bottom, like in the high school movies. That's also cool. In the video, what is running in the background, you can see like the Mac Hall. That's like a big building with like food and bookstore there and stuff like that. And here on the left side, you couldn't have seen it because I didn't film it. There was like the library, and that was also a great place to go. I studied there quite a lot, and when you're like in the 6th floor, it's got a beautiful view over the city. Mm, and you can go everywhere in the building. Like all the buildings are connected with like bridges or like tunnels.
So what's the biggest difficulty in your academic life when you're thinking about TU Graz and University of Calgary? Are the courses different, or is it basically the same as back home?
The courses compared to Graz is like definitely easier, kind of a lot easier to easier somehow. I mean, the thing is, I did all of the courses I already did kind of in Graz. That was the lucky thing. But the effort is it's way more because you have got like every week an assignment to write and like reports, for example, for all the lectures. And so the effort is bigger, but the level is lower, I would say. And there's also like counted in numbers. I don't know if you've seen it like before. I take 500 courses, and in Canada, it's like the studies is like 4 years for the bachelor and 1 or 2 years for the master. But regularly you only do the bachelor, and like for the first year you've got 200 courses, third year you've got 300, second year you've got 300 courses, and so on. And yeah, like I took the last bachelor courses.
Could you try wrapping up? Because our next speaker is probably already waiting.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, traveling. What can you do in the Rocky Mountains? It's skiing. You drive and then you stand in front of a road where it's closed. Going hiking, ice climbing, driving on a frozen lake with a car, going skiing to Lake Louise. Crazy. It was crazy. We had enough from warm temperatures, so we said, "Fuck it, let's go to Hawaii." Yeah, crazy adventure. That was good memories. We enjoyed it. And yeah, then I didn't finish. Like we went to Montana for a spontaneous day trip, drove like 1,500 kilometers in 2 days. Yeah, spontaneous, stupid teenagers kind of. And afterwards, we're going to travel to Toronto, Montreal, and New York. So it's like Calgary itself is maybe not worth it, but the location itself has got a lot of opportunity to go around. And please go on abroad. That's the main thing I want to motivate you. Don't be scared.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
think that's a statement that all of us would strongly agree with. Definitely go abroad. It's a great experience. Thank you, Jakob, for all your insight. I maybe just have a quick last question. Is there anything that you found most challenging in kind of like in preparation for your stay abroad or during your stay abroad, and how did you cope with it?
I mean, I started to prepare at like August or September. Mm, No, there was no the big deal. It was just things to do, like communicating with the university for the courses to write. You have to copy your transcript and show them that you did the pre requirements. You got friends or like in contact with your roommates because it was like a Tinder thing. You answered some questions and got some matches and found some roommates there. And I was scared about being alone. That's because I put so much effort to finding already roommates before and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it, I would say.